12:30.
Welcome back to Targa Tasmania 2009. Well, we're here at the finish after a gruelling leg 5. But before we check out the action, let's have a look at one of the cars in the modern category that is certainly turning some heads.
In 2008, Lotus released the supercharged Exige S to terrorise much larger and pricier cars on racetracks around the world. This year, the British automaker spiced things up by adding lightness to its repertoire. Dripping in carbon fibre, the Cup 260 version of the vehicle now tips the scales at a little under 900 kilos. And with 192 kilowatts at its disposal, it's good for a 100k per hour sprint in just 4.1 seconds. At the helm, Sydney motoring journalist Dean Evans.
Yeah, it's based on the Exige S. It's about 20% more powerful and 5% lighter through all the carbon fibre and weight-saving components. It's worth about $140,000. It's a bit of a David versus Goliath, but I suppose it's David with a carbon fibre slingshot with a scope on it.
Driving the car in its worldwide motorsport debut, Evans and navigator Simone Backman should have all the ingredients they need to steer the Lotus to the pointy end of the field.
With 340 kilometres of Targa stages completed, day 5 means everything. And to crash out here on the last leg is heartbreaking. Only 5 stages, but those stages total over 100 competitive kilometres of rallying. The long, challenging stages of Strawn and Mount Arrowsmith greet the field ahead of a fast sprint to the finish.
Mining is the lifeblood of the West Coast. The bare hills of Queenstown, a testament to the industries that reside there. The roads leading into the surreal landscape, open and fast. The climb out is Targa's steepest. These are the roads of the Targa legend. Weeks and Crunkhorn's lead is fragile, 8 seconds only. Quinn is fast. Fast enough to snatch the lead from Weeks. His heavy GTR was going to struggle on the next stage, climbing up the desolate mountainside of Queenstown. Weeks had to push on, but it was the Weeks Lamborghini that faltered. Oh. Kevin Weeks and Rebecca Crunkhorn were both taken to hospital. Weeks with a chest injury. Their Lamborghini lay twisted on the wet roads of Queenstown. A sad end to a courageous campaign. White continued to lose time. The brake problems were not rectified and time penalties started to mount up. In the 47-kilometre Mount Arrowsmith stage, Quinn maintained the pace. He capitalised on the Whites' problems as they continued to spiral down the leaderboard, losing a further 2 minutes. The Vanderbergs found themselves in 3rd place and were watching the Whites' times fall. They now had 2nd place in their sights. Classics, and Broadbent only had to endure till the victory was his. Pye and Worcester now battling it out for 2nd and 3rd, but the well-prepared 74 Porsche had the measure of the tired Skyline.
I'm not counting any chickens yet. I've been in this situation a couple of times in Targa and on both occasions got to the last stage and lost the event.
Always driving along, checking every single gauge on the transport stages, hoping we're going to get through.
It was game on for Pye and Geelan, setting some very quick times. Worcester and Kalanick were left in their wake. Pye took 2nd place and then made a start on gaining some breathing room. Tony Quinn and Naomi Tillett preserved 1st place on the remaining stages. After one of the closest Targas ever, they found themselves with a 6-minute lead. White and Vanderberg battling it out for 2nd place.
It's not a really enjoyable task to sort of just try and survive along and not really sort of compete as such.
The rest point finish line beckoned. The Whites would hang on. After a consistent drive all week, the Vanderbergs found themselves on the podium, very content with 3rd.
After the break, we catch up with the winners of Targa Tasmania 2009 and celebrate with a drop of bubbly.